move forward. We can get into Clemson.
Uh,
Let's make this a Clemson FSU type of talk. We'll focus on
ACC.
Clemson just for now.
Yeah.
ACC in general, we just make this a whole ACC thing in the pod here. Honestly, the ACC, this had to be the most disappointing weekend I think I've ever seen from that conference to open up a year. Like, there's been past years that we probably can find that were worse, but
Mm-hmm.
one that I can remember to this extent, dog. Who is the best team in the conference? Now, I think I have an idea of who it is. People may be surprised by the answer, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Clemson versus hey no hey and no comment. No comment. We'll start with Clemson versus Georgia. This was a noon kickoff game. I expected I expected the 2022 when that game came down to just like a single touchdown being scored by Georgia's defense. That's what I expected out of this game. It looked like it was going to be that way for the first half. The first half looked like that's what it was going to be. Clemson's defense held up fine. Exactly what we talked about, going into the game. Clemson's defense was going to play legitimate ball. Clemson's offense has made zero progress. And I didn't think it was possible to make zero progress, but they've made absolutely zero progress, at least against Georgia. That's what it looked like. Now, I do want to keep in mind, I do believe Georgia is just that much better than everybody. And they are my national championship pick. So I want to keep it all. I want to keep it all in perspective. I do believe Georgia is that much better than the field. Clemson is just ways away from what they were 5-6 years ago. They're not that team anymore. If you're Clemson, lower your expectations down. You are not a national championship contender. You can win the conference still. You can play for a nice bowl game, but you are far away from the days of Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, hell, even Kelly Bryant. You're well away from those days. You're not competing for national titles anymore. You have very much limited limited talent. You can't compete with the best defenses in the country right now, at least from what we've seen in the past results. This is not good for Dabo, bro. Like for Dabo, he's gotta look himself in the mirror and say, "Dog, this may need to be it. If I don't make a change, this needs to be the last year I put this fan base through this and just move on." Like, and that's me coming as a Gamecock fan. Like, I'm telling you, Dabo needs to look in the mirror and say, like, do I need to keep putting my fan base through this? Because they've supported you throughout a lot. They let you get the program right. They let you, you took them to the promised land. But now you're being so stubborn and not wanting to look into the portal for anything. And unless kids are going to have to sign a contract saying that if I go to Clemson, I cannot transfer out, you're going to have to look in the portal for somebody because you are losing talent and you're not getting anything back. And you don't have enough time to build these kids up to be able to play a bunch of young guys. If you're Clemson, you have to look yourself in the mirror with Dabo Sweeney and say, where do we want to be as a program? And mind you, I still believe Clemson is very good compared to the rest of the ACC. Don't get it twisted. I think they'll beat FSU today. I think they'll beat Georgia Tech, Boston College, all these teams that we talked about that had moments in the opening week. Clemson will still beat all of them, and I still think they'll beat Miami too. Absolutely. Um, but they just don't compete for national titles anymore. I know that's a problem for the fans in the upstate.
Uh, yeah, I had Clemson. I was giving Clemson the benefit. I feel like I'm giving Clemson more confidence than I'm giving on Gamecock boys. Um, I I had them keeping it close. I thought they'll at least keep it close, man. Cade made some somewhat elite throws, but we got to remember what their OC did against Georgia when he was on TCU staff. Put on a stinker out there, and I think I think TCU got blown out in that national championship game, which I was. I was enthused by the damn halftime. I was already checked out. Go ahead, chilling with my friends. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah, Garrett Riley. I don't know if he just I hell when he was on the coaching market. Hell, I was wanting Shane Beamer to bring him in, but I'm kind of glad that I mean, we got Dow Loggins, and I think he might be worse, but we both hired two guys that stink, basically. So Dabo just really gonna have to adapt with the times. And I think that's really I think you're hearing that every time. I sound like a broken record here, but yeah. I mean, I was listening to not Shane, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco show and stuff like that. And Shannon Sharp brought up a good point. He said that when Coach K said he will stop coaching when basketball players start doing a one and done year or whatever, he still kept coaching. Coach K still the best coach, all time in college basketball. He kept coaching,
You're damn right. You're damn
So
right.
Dabo is just seriously just gonna have to adapt with the times, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, and what we can jump on later, the transfer portal is not always greener on the other side, i.e. FSU. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely. I
You
mean, do
know,
we want to go ahead and get into it with them, or do you still got more?
I'm gonna finish this with Dabo. I think with Clemson, I can tell Dabo has a standard of what he think um how men should be and carry themselves. Now, I'm not a fan of Dabo, of it's personal shit, but I mean stuff. But I will say that I can tell Dabo's a good man, good Christian, going, you know what I'm saying, good, good Christian man. So I'm pretty sure he has an eye of what the typical players that he wants to get, and you can find that in the portal, bro. Now, it may not always be dogs and stuff like that. You can find your nearest Clemson fan as well. They like they're tired of players with two parent households and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got some bars to get off. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me tell you something, Dabo. You out here running Christchurch University, dog. That ain't gonna cut it, big dog. And you know that. You know that. Fam, you got cornerbacks with white mamas. You ain't gonna win nothing with that. I'm just go ahead and let y'all boys know. That ain't how that's going. And them boys sick of that. Them boys sick of it. I got some folks I know. You know what I'm saying? I got some homies. They ain't with it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this, brother? If you want to be, let me tell you something. If you want to be Notre Dame or something like that, where y'all had a certain standard, brother, get out of Pickens. Get out of Pickens with that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna G hop it, dog. You feel me? That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, he drafted anybody that know the upstate. There's two sides of Pickens. All right, you got your good side, you got the hillbilly side, you got some guys that got they been through some things. You know what I'm saying? You got that side. You know what I'm saying? That boy need to look over there a little bit. Bring them boys aboard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Put some, you know, put you know, put some strict rules on them. You know what I'm saying? The way anybody on here, if you ever heard of YNSs, go on YNSs on TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. Dabo, go find them. You know,
Get you some YNSs, man. Get you some YNSs, man. Get you some young boys. Get you some Nike Techs in the room. You feel me? I said, make things feel unsafe for you. For